Love 8 a.m. calls about as much as I love a root canal.
I ran 10 miles this morning, and this is my third meeting of the day.
Office drama, right?
You know exactly what this call is about. Janice. Handled this thing totally wrong. This would have never happened on my watch. They're gonna need me on this if they want to get anything done around here.
Or if they want to make everybody miserable.
What was that, Kevin?
Oh, I was just thanking Diane for the files.
This is Diego.
Good morning, Diego. It's Tina and Kevin.
Yo, Diego. It's good to hear your voice.
We're on the way to the airport now. Although I had high hopes for Staley at the agility trials, apparently have to come back early to deal with this.
Oh, darn. I was sure he was going to win the coveted Golden Bone this time.
I assume you both know why we're talking this morning.
I'm assuming it's to discuss quarterly sales goals.
Actually, Kevin, I want to talk about the incident that occurred last week. My priority is to make sure something like that never happens again. I should be able to leave the office without a babysitter. We need to rewrite the entire employee handbook and develop some training around proper office conduct. Hopefully, that will give this place some much-needed structure.
Diego, I would really like to take the lead on this to ensure we get results.
Yeah, Diego, I couldn't agree more. We definitely need some more structures around here, and Tina's the perfect person for the job. In fact, we've all noticed how she's pretty much great at everything.
I think what Kevin means is that you can count on me, Diego. I won't settle for anything less than success, and I have never failed at anything in my life.
Tina, thank you for stepping up to the plate. I'm getting a lot of heat here at corporate, so we're going to do this by the book. I appreciate your willingness to take the lead, and I'll support you by supervising every step along the way. Can you get your proposal to me by tomorrow morning? I will set aside an entire afternoon to review.
Absolutely, Diego. I think I'm the perfect person to get this situation under control.
Yeah, I can't wait to hear what you come up with. Let me know if you need anything.
Actually, Kevin, it would be great if you could take a look at those incident reports before they go up the food chain. But send them back to me first. I want to review the finished product before sending to corporate.
Yeah, I'll get right on that.
Good. We'll go through the reports together, line by line, the moment I get back, and not a second later.
Sir, can you keep your dog quiet? I can't hear the map directions.
Yeah, well, map directions are useless when they direct you to the slowest route. Just pull over. I'll drive from here.
Sorry, that's not how it works.
Hey, I gotta go. Just keep things under control until I get there.
Use next exit. Wrong way.
You're getting 1 star, buddy.
Maybe now I can get back to actually doing something that generates revenue.
I applaud your commitment in finishing second behind me in sales for the 8th consecutive month.
Oh, Tina, I don't know what this company would do without you.
I know. You're welcome.
Tina, others think you can be a pretty self-centered person. What do you think?
I don't care what they think. I care what I think.
Oh, yeah. Tina is a legend, all right. In her own mind. Like, if you don't believe any of us, just ask her. She'll tell you. Her ego is so big, it deserves its own zip code.
You do seem to be very self-assured. Where does that come from?
It's pretty obvious, isn't it? I accomplish whatever I set out to achieve, and I have a track record to prove it. Anyone who's been around me for 10 minutes can recognize my potential.
The key to understanding Tina is her self-assurance. She always stands her ground, even when she's wrong. I always say she's frequently in error, but never in doubt.
I think those of us who are visionaries and top performers deserve a certain level of admiration and respect. If others want to be smart and win, they could learn a lot from me.
What's it like working with Tina?
Working with Tina is great. if you flatter her, if you allow her to take credit for your accomplishments, if you always agree with her. You know, when things are going well, she's fearless. She's hardworking. She's pretty inspiring. Don't you dare tell her I told you that. But when things go wrong, be prepared to be blamed for her failures. I think she views the people on her team as replaceable cogs. Nobody trusts her, but everybody is impressed by her, especially Tina.
Do you think you're overconfident at times?
It's not bragging if it's the truth.
Do you think Kevin is a hard worker?
Yes. Kevin can be a very hard worker. However, if he's not committed to a particular project, you'll get about 80% out of him. He'll give things lip service, but he's a master at being intentionally inefficient. Sometimes I think he does it just to irritate me. The key to understanding Kevin is that what he says is not typically how he really feels or what he believes.
Well, they say hard work never killed anyone, but I say, why take the chance? Seriously, though. I am the hardest working person in this company. But what others don't understand is that I march to the beat of my own drum. I do things on my timeline. You know, people expect me to do everything around here, everything. So I work at my own pace and I deliver when I'm ready to deliver.
To work with Kevin, you first have to be aware that he's not as cooperative as he appears to be. He pretends to be agreeable with you about things. Performance issues, deadlines. Oh gosh, deadlines.
You sound irritated about working with deadlines.
I'll tell you what irritates me. Being constantly interrupted when I'm working on their top priority projects. But I don't get mad. I just get even.
The second thing is, you need him to commit to performance goals in front of other people so that everyone can hold him accountable.
We were in a meeting the other day, and one of my managers asked me to work with Tina on this new policy document, so I couldn't say no. I'm sorry, Tina. I know you're a perfectionist, and I am not trying to throw you under the bus, but there were several flaws in that proposal. I was just trying to make it look good.
Diego, you have a reputation for being a bit perfectionistic and demanding. What would you say is your major strength as a manager?
Standards.
I'm Diego. If you want something done right, you have to do it yourself. Oh, what's that? Compromise? Okay, let's compromise. Now do it my way. Look, I don't mean to fault people like Diego. He's got a great work ethic, and he's completely reliable, but he's also fussy, meticulous, and nitpicky.
Yes, of course. But what does standards mean for you?
1, any job worth doing is worth doing well. 2, plan your work and work your plan. And 3, if you take care of the details, the big picture will take care of itself.
He's a micromanager, and he does not delegate well.
I really like to get down in the trenches with my team, and I think they really appreciate my hands-on attention. I never let up, because even perfection has room for improvement.
To work with Diego, be prepared to be second-guessed, closely supervised, and constantly nagged. Other than these obsessive qualities, he's super easy to work with.
Oh no. Oh no, this is bad. This is really bad. I knew this would happen.
That was a weird email to get. I wonder what that was all about.
You know what I think? I think they're planning to fire some people.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't get that at all. Yeah, I just assume it's got to do with all those new processes everyone's been
Oh, Kevin, stop being so naive. It's obvious the incident last week was the last straw. Now they have all the ammunition they need to start laying people off. To save money.
Oh my gosh. You're right.
Mm-hmm.
I can't believe I didn't think of that.
You know, if I lose my job over this, I'm gonna file a wrongful termination suit. You can count on that.
This all makes so much sense now. I know I give you a hard time sometimes, Tina, but I have to tell you, I have always admired your ability to see through these situations. It is almost like you have an office superpower.
Thank you, Kevin. I just know that the people in charge can never be trusted. Mm-mm.
Never.
You know what? I should get ahead of this before they start downsizing. Yeah.
That's exactly what you should do. You still live next to that reporter?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, why?
If this were to leak, that they're laying people off, it might make them rethink their decision. Oh, you want to start firing people? Let's see how that plays out in the court of public opinion.
Hi, this is Elizabeth Jones with News Channel 9. We hear there's reports of possible downsizing. Here's someone now. Let's see what he has to say. Excuse me, sir. What do you have to say about the potential downsizing?
I don't
Are there
know.
layoffs?
I have no clue.
Is it a bankruptcy?
Kevin, I'm going to say something to you that I've never said before, and I'm probably going to regret it later. That's genius. I'm going to call her right now. With fire, with fire.
Oh, hey, Tina.
Mm-hmm.
You're welcome. This may be my best work yet.
Is Kevin charming? Sure. I mean, the guy gets upgraded everywhere we go. Hotels, airplanes. People just seem to be drawn to him. It's like he's got this magnetic field just surrounding him, and he just sucks people in. But he's impulsive, reckless, and can be very manipulative. Over time, people will see his true colors and realize he can't be trusted.
Ouch. Manipulative? That's a strong word. I like to think of myself as an outcome engineer. But yeah, I mean, when I want something, I know how to turn the charm on and get my way.
Does this risky business ever get you in trouble?
It hasn't yet. The biggest risk is not taking any risk at all. Look, to get ahead in this world, it's better to ask for forgiveness than it is permission. You know, and if I do end up in a sticky situation, I can talk my way out of it.
He seems to enjoy breaking the rules, sometimes for no apparent reason. Like parking in a handicapped space because he's running late. Or stirring up drama with our coworkers if it plays to his advantage. Working with Kevin, you have to make him follow through on commitments and pay attention to details. But don't expect a lot of gratitude or loyalty. Kevin puts Kevin first.
Life is a jungle. Only the cunning survive. I just take advantage of opportunities that present themselves, and I figure out the details as I go. Are we done? I have to take a client out for dinner tonight to close a big deal. And trust me, I always close.
Tina, your coworkers describe you as being cynical and mistrustful. What do you think?
Mistrustful. Huh. Where's the proof?
Well, you always seem to look for the worst in others. Isn't that a little
Oh, go ahead. Call me paranoid. But people always have a hidden agenda. The key is figuring it out and using the intel to your advantage. If everything seems to be going well, then obviously you're missing something.
Tina can be hard to figure out. I mean, she's very insightful about organizational politics and understanding people's motives and their true agendas. She's not very good at navigating politics. She won't compromise, even on small issues. Everything's an argument with her. And if you try to argue, she will obliterate your argument. And if she finds that you can't be trusted, you will find yourself officially ranked as an enemy.
But I do trust certain people. I have a tightly knit inner circle. But if anyone crosses me or violates my trust, I punish them. I don't forgive and I don't forget, ever. I keep an actual shit list on paper. Would you like to see it?
Thank you for joining us, Janice. Tina will be taking the lead on implementing some new employee development and training programs, and
I'm confident in saying the ideas I've come up with so far are going to revolutionize the way we do things.
thanks, Tina. But first and foremost, I'd like to hear Janice's vision. She is the boss, and ultimately it comes down to what she wants.
You are absolutely right, Diego. And as the innovative force behind this company, I truly appreciate it when the good soldiers like yourselves take care of all those boring little details.
That's exactly right. I'm so glad I could help. Teamwork makes the dream work.
Teamwork!
Just so we're all on the same page, what exactly are your expectations, Janice?
Well, what happened last week, Tina, was an absolute catastrophe. I have never seen such a spectacle in all of my life. I almost died. So I think we need to work together and pick up the pieces. What do you think, Diego?
I could not agree more, Janice.
Okay, but just to be clear, you do want us to make...
So let me tell you a story. What's your name again?
Kevin?
Kevin, I would love for you to keep filming. Thank you so very much.
Okay.
I was robbed on a train to Calcutta once. I was in a foreign country. I had no money, no passport. I was alone and terrified with nothing but the clothes on my back. But you know how I got by? My smarts and my resources. I picked up the pieces. You see where I'm going with this?
I think so.
Janice, with all due respect, I'm not following you at all. I'd like to understand your specific expectations.
Yeah, we need to align on a solution. What does a successful outcome look like to you? Janice?
I'm sorry. I must have zoned out while you two were speaking. Okay, I think the most important thing here is that all of our employees feel safe and empowered, huh? That is the outcome I care about most. I mean, our people are the secret to our success, wouldn't you agree?
Absolutely. Janice, I couldn't agree more.
Just to clarify, you do want us to...
Tina, I think you know exactly what you need to do. I have every confidence that you and Diego will deliver an outstanding result. I think we accomplished some really good work here today, huh? Excuse me.
That's not going to solve...
You heard Janice.
Great work!
Diego. What just happened?
You just got Janiced. Welcome to the club.
Janice, your coworkers unanimously describe your personal style with others as dramatic. Would you say that's accurate?
Well, yes. When I'm on stage, which is most of the time in this job, I use my charisma and my wit to motivate people, to hold their attention, and to make my ideas more memorable. It is exhausting, but it is exactly what my audience demands.
Well, I will say Janice's antics are fun to watch. Until you need her to focus and actually get some things done. Yeah. She seems to confuse activity with productivity. You know, she's always seems very busy putting out fires. She's always using a variety of props and dramatic techniques. She dominates meetings by speaking constantly, making sure the spotlight is always on her. She loves a good crisis, but she's so dramatic about everything, it's hard to figure out what's important with all that noise.
Oh. Janice here. No! Absolutely unacceptable. Oh, I am so glad you called me. All right. Good luck. Bye. I'm sorry, where were we?
The key to working with Janice is to know that she feeds and lives off of attention. You have to be prepared for missed appointments or late arrivals, poor organization and changes of direction, and constant distractions. And be prepared to stand in her shadow, because even that is larger than life.
Right, yes. Well, hold on, let me get ready. The lips, the teeth, the tip of the tongue, the tip of the tongue, the lips, the teeth, the lip. Okay, I'm ready. Actually, before we get going on this segment, I have had some ideas about how we can zhuzh it just a little bit, punch it up, you know? I'm thinking maybe first you could start with zooming in, and then we'll do a whip pan shot to show me in transition. So we'll start here, contemplative, pensive, and then to this side, because it's my better side anyway. Why don't I just show you? Here.
What's it like working with Diego?
To work with Diego, be prepared for indecision, inaction, and complete lack of leadership. Not the person you want flying the airplane. Don't get me wrong. He's good-natured, he's polite, cordial, but totally indecisive. When working with Diego, you have to be prepared to take the initiative. But don't expect to be supported if things backfire or fail. Diego might not throw you under the bus, but he won't pull you out safely either, not if his butt's on the line.
Diego, are you a people pleaser as others have observed? A yes person?
Yes. I could not agree with you more. I'm sorry, that was a joke. I hope I didn't offend you. Actually, I think it's important to have a get-along, go-along mentality. I mean, it's kept me safe for all these years now. I don't make waves, and I haven't drowned yet.
What about situations where your superior is wrong or misguided? Can you speak truth to power when needed?
Look, we've all heard the old saying, the customer is always right. Well, my boss, my superiors, are my customers. And disagreements are disruptive. They're unnecessary. They interrupt harmony. I mean, there's nothing wrong with being a yes person, right? What do you think?
I mean, this incident has really put us under a microscope. I mean, we're getting tons of criticism from the board, and it makes me question all our current HR practices.
Lawrence, you worry way too much. You gotta stop focusing on the details. Instead, we just gotta throw a bunch of things up on this whiteboard and see what sticks.
Janice, we have to be very careful moving forward with our development practices. I'll be honest, the people on your team, they cause me to lose a little sleep at night. I mean, we can't just spew out a bunch of random ideas and expect it to solve our problems.
Lawrence, you might be onto something. You might be onto something there, sir. What if, instead of solving problems, we simply create new ones, and then the primary focus shifts to the new problems and everyone just forgets about the old ones? It's like reverse psychology.
Janice, I really don't think you understand the severity of this situation. I mean, your team is the reason why we're in this mess, and I'm still not sure of the solution. The failure's simply not an option here. On one hand, I feel like we have a solid system in place, but on the other, I see some areas where we can improve. All I know is we have to make sure this never happens again, or me, you, and your whole team are gonna be in a lot of trouble.
You know what else never needs to happen again, Lawrence, and that's team building. Why? Because it insinuates that there wasn't a team to start with. I think that we should do some team enlightening. Oh, rock climbing, team rock climbing.
Janice, can we focus? I mean, rock climbing is way too risky. Someone could get hurt and we land in the same spot where we are right now.
Yeah.
Can we please try to find a workable solution?
Okay, I'm sorry. You are right. You are right, Lawrence. You have my undivided attention.
Well, I appreciate you coming back down to earth to work with me.
Okay.
I mean, there's some big decisions that need to be made here, and I could really use the help.
What about this? What if, this is a good one, we get everyone here, all the employees, to fill out a personality assessment, and that way we get to know each other better. Oh, we could do the ones that tell you what kind of animal you are. I already know that I'm a crane, but I suspect you're a dragon.
Now, that's actually a good idea.
Oh, or we could just replace most of the employees with robots. I think, honestly, we could lose 30% of our workforce tomorrow. If we start to incorporate artificial intelligence and machine learning, we could teach those machines to do that job better than most of the simpletons, and then we would just eliminate the HR problem to start. Ah!
Yeah, that's a bit unrealistic at the moment, Janice.
You know, you're right. You're right. My ideas are far ahead of their time. You make a good point, Lawrence, but I see the future. I see it, and that robot revolution is coming. Mark my words.
Well, as interesting as that sounds, you know, we need a practical short-term solution to minimize our risk in this equation. I really need you to focus.
I'm sorry. Focus is a challenge for me in meetings. It's all part of the curse, Lawrence. My creativity
it's not a curse.
is my curse.
It's not a curse, Janice. It's a distraction.
Lawrence, that's it. What we need is an inter-office distraction that will make everyone forget about the incident. You know, I've been reading a lot of articles about the resurgence of recess, adult recess it's called, kickball and the like. Oh, we could also do a talent show, an inter-office talent show. I know you're talented.
Cool. I think we're done here.
No? Are you
Yeah.
an instrumentalist?
We're done.
A dancer? A juggler?
I'm walking
Do you
away,
juggle?
Janice.
Oh, this is gonna be so fun!
I'm walking away.
Model? Modeling's a talent, right?
Lawrence, others on your team have said you're slow to take action and make decisions. Is that true?
It's just that I like to consider every angle and gather lots of research and opinions so I can consider all the risk involved before I commit to a course of action. I mean, I'm very data-driven and very focused.
Focused on what?
On all the things that can go wrong, I guess.
Let me put it to you this way. His next decision might be his first. He's a master at avoiding making decisions. We need another opinion. Let's create a task force. Let's have a committee review this. Ironically, he's so indecisive, he digs deeper into the facts, and then that failure he wants to avoid is brought on by his own indecision.
Does being that focused stifle innovation and risk-taking?
I don't know. But I do know that I don't want to be criticized, and I for sure don't want to be ridiculed for making a mistake. You know, I really don't feel like you can ever be too careful.
Waiting for Lawrence to take action is like waiting on rain in the desert. You need to keep him informed about stuff that might concern him. But if you need a quick decision, you definitely have to go over his head.
What's it like working with Janice?
Working with Janice. Well, you need to be a good audience. Appreciate her humor and her creativity and her spontaneity. You know, she's easily distracted. But she's not arrogant, though, and she actually appreciates input. Most of the time, Janice is brilliant. But sometimes her imagination is just a little too much.
Oh. Sorry, I was just I was just thinking about the space-time continuum and then whether or not we're ever going to be remembering the future. You ever think about that?
I can't say that I do. Your colleagues describe you as being in your own world. What do you think?
Well, that doesn't surprise me. I mean, many of my ideas are ahead of their time, so I wouldn't expect my colleagues to keep up.
Janice has some really clever ideas, and some totally ridiculous ones as well. It's not that her ideas are bad or anything, it's just the way she presents them. You know, sometimes she seems to be onto something, but nobody can figure out exactly what that is because it's buried in useless anecdotes and nonsense.
Yeah, if you want to create something new, you got to stop doing something old, right? I mean, we didn't come out of the Stone Age because we ran out of stones, am I right? I mean, you have to remember that really good ideas just come from the most unlikely places.
Is that the key to creativity?
Key to my creativity is not thinking. Thinking is the enemy of creativity. It creates a self-consciousness, which creates an inhibition, and inhibition is what kills creativity. That's what kills the creative process. And guess what? Being distracted opens doors. You kind of have to allow yourself to be distracted. You know what I mean?
Greetings, Kevin.
Greetings, Larry.
That's not my name, Kevin. As you know, as manager of human resources, it's my charge to assess and review your job performance.
Sounds good. You know me. I'm all about performance.
Then I'm sure you'll understand why we're here.
Look, I know how much you hate these annual reviews, Larry, so if you like, we can skip the chit-chat and just talk about my race.
This isn't an annual review and you're not getting a raise. Kevin, HR has received multiple formal complaints about you in the past. Following the incident last week, my department is going to tighten up the hatches. Now, the substance of these complaints, they're not of the utmost concern right now. However, there were complaints. You need a clean record when or if we meet about this again.
Wait, what do you mean, if?
Let's not jump to conclusions. The company just needs you to do better.
How am I supposed to do better if I don't know what I'm doing wrong in the first place?
Kevin, you know what the complaints are about. Let's not overreact.
Oh, so now I'm overreacting because I'm asking for feedback?
Kevin, you're shouting.
I'm not shouting. Stop addressing me by my first name before you talk to me. That's so condescending, man. Talk to me like an adult.
Well, Kevin, that would require an adult to be on the other end of the conversation.
Oh, so now you're calling me a child?
You know what, Kevin? I have a meeting. Can we wrap this up?
Sure.
Are we done here? Some people just don't understand HR.
Look, Lawrence, I'm sorry. Okay, I get a little worried whenever I feel like my work is not being valued, okay? And it starts to affect my job. Maybe I need to just talk to someone from time to time to sort through these things.
Is that it?
Well, I just want you to know that I'm gonna do everything I can to improve.
You can shut the door behind you when you leave.
You have got to be kidding me! Ah!
Goodbye, Kevin.
Huh. See y'all later. I'm out. Love y'all.
Wow.
Good luck keeping the lights on.
Lawrence, your coworkers say that you have a fairly tough style when dealing with others, that you can be hard to connect with. Your thoughts?
Talking to Lawrence can seem like you're talking to an oil painting. He can be really hard to connect with, like he wants the conversation to be over with as quickly as possible. He keeps to himself, mostly. He seems more interested in things than in people. I mean, if you can get him talking about his cabin in the woods, that's like the most excited you are ever going to see that man.
You seem to value private time and working alone.
Well, let me quote Thomas Edison. My best thinking has been done in solitude.
Okay, but what about the people side of the business?
Well, I really don't have time for people problems. It's just something I'm not concerned with. You know, they need to leave their problems at the door because we've got work to do.
You talk to Lawrence about work only, and you keep your problems to yourself. Sometimes it seems like he just disappears when you need him most.
Whoa, where'd he go?
Oh, yeah. Kevin has a short fuse. He's always just about ready to go off. It's like he's looking for people to screw up just so he could yell at them.
Kevin, I'm told you have a bit of a temper. Do you have a short fuse?
I am not an angry person, okay? I'm just passionate. I wouldn't get so upset if other people didn't screw up so often. It gets tiresome having to fix other people's mistakes.
He can be self-centered and a bit sensitive. Some days he's productive and engaged, and others he explodes over minor mistakes, and then he sulks around the office. You never really know which Kevin is going to show up, so we have this code around the office. It's called Code Purple, and on those days, everyone knows to reschedule their meetings with Kevin.
If you expect others are going to drop the ball and then go looking for where they did, doesn't this become a self-fulfilling prophecy?
Thanks, Doc. How much for the anger management counseling sessions? You know, sometimes raising your voice is the only way to get people to move. I mean, you know what they say. It's better to be feared than it is to be loved.